Immigration is the movement and permanent relocation of people from one nation to another. If this is the case, then every person who lives in these United States are immigrants. In a well-known passage from the sonnet New Colossus, written in 1883 by the American poet Emma Lazarus, Lady Liberty proclaims, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." From the 1840s to about the 1920s, Europeans flocked to America in search of religious freedom, refuge from political turmoil, or declining agriculture in their homelands. The debate over immigration has never been about whether the United States should bring suffering people into this country, but the influx of illegal immigrants have hurt this economy in many ways. Hi, my name is Steve Lakevitz, and I would like to talk to you briefly about how immigration has put less skilled workers and less educated workers into the workforce, thus putting a strain on the economy, has hurt the wages that legal workers could make, and has also made the crime rate rise in this nation. Immigration began with good intentions. The history of immigration in America started during the colonial era, the first part of the 19th century, and from the 1880s to 1920. Many immigrants came to America seeking greater economic opportunity, while some, such as the Pilgrims in the early 1600s, arrived in search of religious freedom. In 1890, Benjamin Harrison designated Ellis Island, located in New York Harbor, as a federal immigration station. According to an article from History.com titled "United States Immigration Before 1965, more than 12 million immigrants entered the United States through Ellis Island during its years of operation from 1892 to 1954. For much of the 1900s, the federal government had left immigration policy to individual states. However, by the final decade of the century, the government decided it needed to step in to handle the increase of newcomers. Labor shortages in the 1940s compelled the government to bring Mexican workers into the U.S. This program ended in 1964, but employers found they could hire illegal immigrants much cheaper than their American counterparts, and complaints began to rise within the unions. And now illegal immigration was on the rise. In 1965, Congress passed the Immigration and Nationality Act, which did away with quotas based on nationality and allowed Americans to sponsor relatives from their countries of origin. As a result of this act and subsequent legislation, America experienced a shift in immigration pattern, and as laws started getting tougher on immigration, The Immigration Act of 1965 increased the level of legal immigrants, but illegal immigration increased also, and Mexico had now become the primary source country for both legal and illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants have now been blanketed by a number of amnesties since the passage of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965. Many illegal aliens now use the lure of birthright citizenship to circumvent U.S. immigration laws and gain permanent residency, if not citizenship. Most illegal immigrants know that the odds are low that U.S. immigration authorities will deport them if they have a child who is an American citizen. Laws have become harder to enforce with the astounding number of illegal aliens continuing to be on the rise. Now that we know some of the history of immigration, let's talk about how immigration is a burden on this nation. First, illegal immigration is a strain on the economy. According to George Borjas in the book Immigration: Opposing Viewpoints, the author states that mass immigration puts a strain on the U.S. economy. Today's immigrants have fewer skills and are less educated than immigrants in the past, and therefore earn lower wages. Immigrants compete with low-skilled, native-born workers for jobs, displacing these workers and driving down the wages for unskilled laborers. Education in this nation has become very expensive, and many Americans cannot afford to be college educated. Some of the jobs that are being taken by illegal immigrants can be taken by workers that are legal. The fact is that employers need to do their part in putting America back to work. Another main problem with illegal immigration is crime. Conrad Lawrence stated that the instinctive need to be a member of a closely knit group fighting for common ideals may grow so strong that it becomes inessential of what these ideals are for. These groups that he is talking about are gangs. In the book Illegal Immigration, Frosty Woodridge states that these immigrant gangs coordinate all drug traffic, extortion to businesses, prostitutes, and robberies. He goes on to say that their power grows daily. It is a fact that as illegal immigration climbs, the crime rate does also. He also states that over 60% of all gang members are illegal aliens. We have learned the history of immigration and how it all began, how it started as a very positive thing and ended up being a problem that is most certainly too hard to handle now. We have also learned how illegal immigration is a strain on the U.S. economy and how it affects us in negative ways. The federal government is still trying to implement laws and certain measures to control illegal immigration. The argument whether or not to let suffering people into this country should never be the main issue, but this is a country of laws, and there is a common sense, humane, and effective way to solve the illegal immigration problem without resorting to mass deportation or amnesty. The way to solve illegal immigration is to simply enforce the law that this nation has already put into effect. If our existing laws are consistently enforced and jobs are cut off, the number of illegal aliens will return to their home countries sooner or later. We need to act as a nation to end illegal immigration and give back the jobs that belong to American workers. If ever in your future you decide to open your own business, do your part and hire American workers or legal immigrants. Thank you. And Merry Christmas.